Hello to all of God's children of light and to all the chosen ones out there. My name is Fran. Welcome to Into the Marvelous Light. In today's video, I'm going to share a list of cruel and inhumane things that my ex-narcissist husband did to me during the course of our 14-year marriage. I've already shared an earlier list with you of all of the cruel and inhumane things that he said to me. So this is the list of cruel things that he did to me. This was part of a list that I was to give over to the divorce attorney to file my divorce on the grounds of cruel and inhumane punishment from the narcissist, but he decided not to fight in court. So I ended up filing the grounds to be irreconcilable differences. If you have not subscribed to my channel thus far, I do encourage you to subscribe and hit your notification bell and also leave comments. So this list is about 3 typed pages long, so I'm just going to get through the list as best I can, and I may make some comments along the way. So the first item on the list is grab me by my hair and drag me out of my living room onto the front porch of my apartment. And this was pretty early on in our marriage, and there were a few witnesses, a few neighbors that saw that. It's quite embarrassing. Held me down by my arms, sat on me, cleared his throat, spit in my face, back to back, 2 times, and kicked me in my rear afterwards. Punched me in my head and gave me a concussion and swelling forehead for 2 weeks. I covered the lump with makeup before going to work. Hit me on my rear end while I was in the shower. I tried to put my hands out to stop him, and he yanked away, causing me to fall and break and dislocate my finger. Stole 2 items from Kmart while with me and driving off in my vehicle. Pawned his wedding band and never replaced it. Punched me over and over in my head until I heard ringing in my ears and saw stars. My jaw jumped up between us to stop the blows before I fell to the floor. Drew back to hit me while I was holding our newborn son. Punched me in the head while he was holding our 3-year-old son. Quit his job when our son was 1 month old and vowed to not work another 9-to-5 job again. When I informed him that I was admitted to the hospital with a life-threatening blood clot, he called the hospital and asked the staff if my condition was serious enough for him to travel to the hospital. He told them he was in the middle of cooking dinner. The spitting in my face was so traumatic it caused nightmares, leading to tremors and a nervous breakdown. I lost control over my speech and my body movements became involuntary. The neurologist advised to rid myself of the stress causing me this, to get a counselor, and to take prescribed sleeping and nerve medication. Routinely pinched and roughhoused my dog until he cried and ran. The dog became distrusting of the narcissist and stopped coming to him when called by him. When a narcissist called the dog would run to me. He complained of lack of transportation to look for work, so I co-signed on a vehicle for him. He stopped paying the note and wrecked the vehicle. Since the loan was upside down due to lack of payments, the rest of the loan was charged off. A judgment was issued, and he refused to pay it. I paid the remaining $2,300 to a lawyer via monthly payments, plus I had to pay my own car note. He did not assist in any way. He was late on his portion of the rent on a monthly basis due to gambling, and the landlord sent threatening letters and eviction notices. Presented an insurance card that was in my name to the police to avoid a ticket after his car accident. This caused my insurance company to drop me from my policy, so my vehicle became uninsured, and I had to scramble to find another company to pick me up. Made a collect call from the county jail to my job's company phone. Talked to women in the wee hours of the morning and exchanged phone numbers and pictures with them through the Metro chat line during our wedding anniversary. Hid 3 condoms and used lubrication in a winter glove in the driver's side of his vehicle. He said he was depressed about his traffic fines and driving without a driver's license, and it was affecting the jobs that he could possibly get. So I borrowed money from my retirement account to pay his fines off. I paid over $2,000 between paycheck payments and my retirement. He got the license back, and a few years later, he drove recklessly enough to get more fines totaling over $6,000 and another suspended driver's license. After punching me, he kicked in the bathroom door to stop me from calling the police. My bathroom door has been kicked in twice and now damaged, and the frame is still hanging. He ran over my mailbox with a rental car that I was renting. He refused to replace the mailbox, refused to fix it or pay for it, and he blamed it on me for having the wrong attitude. Broke the chain off my front door after coming in the house in the wee hours of the morning. The chain was placed for the safety of myself and my son while the narcissist was away. He told me that I should not have purchased such a cheap chain, and he refused to fix it or replace it. I got dressed up to go on a movie date with him 2 cities away. He started an argument on purpose, took my phone, and left me at the movie theater. I had to get the police to call me a cab just to get home. He accused me of trying to impress a guy's mom at church after I made her a spa gift basket. She gave her testimony of cancer treatment and lost her hair. She didn't have a son that attended the church. He repeatedly backed me against walls, corners, and would not let me out of the room while he was yelling and trying to get me to comply. He purposely put our son's dirty diapers and clothes in the hallway for me to pick up. They were left there all day until I returned home from work. He purposely put corn dog sticks, chicken bones, dirty napkins, and condiment wrappers in the kitchen sink instead of the trash. I am the sole dishwasher in the house. When I go back over that list years later, this is 3 years after it was done to me, it's still very hard to read. It's still very hard to process. It's still very hurtful to hear. I still can't understand why the person that I took a vow to love and they took the same vow to love me in front of God and in front of witnesses, and they don't have any love for me. They didn't have any love for me. They had pure hatred for me. And there was no doing good towards me. It was evil at all times. I will never be able to understand the level of hate that I experienced or the level of hurt. It's very, very hard to process. I can't process it. I still don't have words to speak to express the amount of pain and disappointment and hurt that I experienced in this 14-year so-called marriage. It's very hard to continue on and live life with someone that took a vow to love and to cherish you and did the total opposite of that. I don't understand why somebody would go through the type of lengths to marry a person that they actually don't want to be with. And most of the time, a narcissist is coming to use you. And he could have very well done that, but he didn't have to marry me to use me. And so that is another disappointing thing to think about, is to take advantage of the fact that somebody wants to be married, somebody that believes in marriage, somebody that honors marriage, to take advantage of the fact that they have that belief system in marriage. And the narcissist sees marriage as a way to trap you, an easy way to say, you're my possession and you're not going anywhere. They use it as a prison. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. It would be more like devastated would be a better word to say. Your dreams are shattered, and it can put you at a place of despair. But when I look back over it and I see that God had brought me through, He brought me out, He kept me all that time, that I was put in very dangerous situations, that I could have lost my life. It only takes one blow, one wrong blow to your head to cause you to lose your life. And I was punched in my temples. So I know for a fact the Lord saved my life. The Lord brought me out, and I'm very grateful. That's why I'm wearing a shirt that says grateful today. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very thankful, and I'm very blessed. I live to see another day. The enemy is very cruel, and he knows no love. Husbands are charged to give up their life for their wife, not to take or try to take the life of their wife. Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her. We all know that the narcissist is too selfish to give anything and too selfish to put themselves last. They're always going to put themselves in front of you, and they're always going to be first. If you have had a similar experience to anything that I read from that list, just know that that's not love, and that's not God's best for you. Children of the light are not meant to walk in darkness. Shine your light and walk in the light. Walk into the marvelous light.